Are you going to have access to electrical, to gas, to water, everything like that? Now, some of that's changed in the last few years. Obviously, electricals is not much of a requirement as it used to be. You can put up your own solar panels and get your own power that way and have a battery system to store the power, but it still could be a little difficult during certain times of the year. Water, you may be able to drill a well, but for the most part, getting on city water is going to be your easier choice, but it's not available everywhere. A lot of these areas where there's lots of big plots of land were originally built as farm communities. They're not really serviced with water very well. We have very good electric and water where we are. We don't even have access to gas. We have an all-electric house. That's the only option we could do. Otherwise, we're going to be putting a propane tank outside and get propane brought in. The other thing as far as utilities is think about your internet access. That's been solved a little bit here lately with things like Starlink. They really helped out bringing high-speed internet out to the country. But when we first moved out here, we couldn't get Starlink at the time. We got on the waiting list. We were able to get 7 meg download DSL, and that's the best we could do. It was very much a struggle to work from home like that. Luckily, we've had a couple of companies run high-speed fiber through our area. So we're able to get fiber with the local telco co-op, and that's working great for us. But make sure you check on the utilities and don't just take the seller's word for it. Go validate with the local water department. Go validate with the electrical department. And again, depending on where you're going to build, how far away from the road, getting those services out to your house could be quite an expense. So they can help you get an estimate on what it's going to be to get your electricity ran out into the middle of your field if that's where you want to build, or get a water line out there. The stuff's not cheap. And again, some of these problems are solvable by money, and some just are going to be a no-go. And the fifth and the last thing to think about is access to services. And this is something we didn't really consider as we moved out here. We left an area in the suburbs that was full of urgent cares, full of ERs, full of doctors. You could call and pretty much get a doctor's appointment next day. And we moved out here where there's very restricted access to medical services. We're going to drive for a bit to get to an ER that we were comfortable with, or to an urgent care that we were comfortable with. And even then, trying to get a normal doctor's appointment, sometimes it goes for days or weeks before you're able to see someone. I know a couple of times we had an appointment we needed to make, and it was going to be like 2 months before we could even get an appointment to see the doctor. And depending on what you got going on, that may not be acceptable. So think about that. Think about access to stores, and that's pretty easy.